Namaste, my beautiful collective. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading. We are doing a reading for Mercury Retrograde, and we are going to cover everything in your life. So we're going to start off with money and career, and then we're going to move on to health. Then we're going to do a category for family and social life. And then finally, love life. And I have 3 decks here right now. We're not going to do a pick a card. We're going to just use these decks. I'm going to start off with the Wheel of the Year and clarify with the Light Seers and the Mystical Kipper. And we're going to pull 7 cards for each one. So if you'd like to take a deep breath with me now. Focus on the questions that you have for your career and money. And we'll be right back with the reading, okay? Namaste. Okay, so we're going to start off with money and career. We're going to start off with the Wheel of the Year. In all of these subjects, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So if you're just coming for a love reading, that's going to be towards the end. This is going to be a full-blown reading for Mercury Retrograde. We're just going to kind of take cards and see. So, angel, spirit guides, what can you tell my beautiful collective? And I had my door open. It's very quiet here. It's Friday morning. And it's Labor Day weekend, so I'm sure a lot of people are going away. There's a little bit of background noise. That's either construction or landscaping that's going on. I live in a townhouse community. And where I live, they take care of the landscaping and all the construction and power washing the buildings. And I feel like something may be going on like that. Maybe a building or 2 over. So my apologies for that, but this was the best time for me to do the reading. So, let's go. If you hear anything besides music or me speaking, that's what that is. And like I said, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. We're going to pull 7 cards for this one. Hope you're all ready for your Labor Day weekend. Now, before I start, I want to say Mercury goes retrograde on September 9th. It goes retrograde for about 3.5 weeks, and then it goes into a stationary period for about another 2 weeks after that, where it's stationary direct again. And it begins to move very slowly. So, Mercury is the planet of communication. Also, electronics. This includes your car. So things like that when Mercury is retrograde, if you've had problems when it's direct, you'll find resolution for that. But if you have been fine and nothing's been going on, sometimes you get minor difficulties. So this is going to be on the subject of work and career. We're going to shuffle 3 more times, okay? And see what we get. We'll pull 7, and then we'll clarify. I'm not one of those shufflers that shuffles like a poker dealer. I never have been. One more time. I don't know if that was 3 or 4, but we're going to do it. Okay, so the first card we have is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is an offer, and it might be about communication or the truth. So maybe you're having, in work or money, but basically in work, you might be having a review where somebody tells you the truth about something, or you find out the truth about something at your job or with money. Then we have the Queen of Cups. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Usually female, doesn't have to be. Somebody that's very nurturing, loving, a good mom, has this like ethereal beauty to them. Just a very loving and kind person. is involved in this. This could also be you. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So there may have been some juggling of money recently, or will be, that isn't going to go the way it should. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Fool upright. So risks. I'm going to kind of move these down a little bit. And we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. All right, we're going to move these cards for a minute, because now we're going to clarify with the Light Seers Tarot. Okay. Light Seers Tarot, tell me what is about this Eight of Swords here. Tell me about this Eight of Swords with my beautiful collective. I'm sorry if things move around a little bit. This is just a great spot for my readings. If I'm downstairs in my house, I have a Reiki room, an office upstairs where I do my monthly readings and my candle wax. But I just kind of like to be downstairs in my home, especially when I'm alone. It's very comfortable. I have everything close to me. When I do professional readings at night, a lot of times, I'm downstairs in my home cooking dinner, trying to get things done. So I keep most of my stuff that I use every day down here, and then I take it up when I need it. Never mind the collection I have upstairs. Okay, so Ace of Swords. Let's do a couple more shuffles here. What does this mean for my collective? Okay, we have the Devil in reverse. So, with this, some kind of truth about some kind of negative energy or bond, something that you may have been bonded to financially, or somebody being very deceitful. But the truth is coming out with this. You kind of maybe have cut ties with maybe a work situation, or a financial situation. Maybe somebody owed you money. This is just an example. And you just had to let it go because you were never going to get it from them. They were being deceitful about it. Where somebody was deceitful with money, but you found the truth out, is kind of what I get from the past. So somebody might have screwed you over with money. You found the truth out. And now what? We have this beautiful Queen of Cups here. And we have the Emperor in reverse. So somebody might have been trying to be like, this could be a boss. Maybe you were asking for a raise. But they're negative. The Emperor is the King of Kings. But in the reverse energy, they can come off like a narcissist type energy. Or somebody that's deceitful, that's just trying to take you for things. They're on the take, basically. So I feel like this person may have had something to do with being cheated out of money, whether it's a raise, it's money that you let them borrow, or, could be even a spouse that's spending money unwisely and being deceitful about it. I'm not saying it is, so please don't take my words to heart. Take what resonates for your specific situation. So then we have the Two of Pentacles here, which is usually juggling in the upright. Juggling of finances. In reverse, I feel like somebody was very sloppy when juggling something. Money, finances, a job, maybe not being all there and neither here nor there, that type of energy. And we have the Nine of Wands. So whoever this is, they're taking a stand about it. This could be you saying, I don't care what your problem is or what your sad issue is, I want my money. Or job. You might be standing up for your position. Maybe this person is in competition with you in some way. and it was painful, maybe, or it kind of is this wheel. Maybe you had some bad luck because of it, or you will. But justice is going to be served. So if this is a situation that's gone on in the past, and before Mercury retrograde, know that under Mercury retrograde, justice will be served, and you'll be able to take a leap of faith in the right direction again. With the Four of Wands, which is like the twin flame energy, happy family, happy home. So, and you might not receive communication about this. I feel like this is something that you're going to find out on your own. But there is going to be happiness at the end of this with some justice being served too. So during Mercury retrograde, or there might be miscommunication about it, is what I get to. So now we're going to do this. We're going to clarify with the mystical Kipper deck. And then we're going to move on to health. And these are kind of hard to shuffle because they're little. I like the fact that they're little, but they can be a little hard to shuffle. So let's see about money and career. Okay, we'll do one more shuffle. I just feel like I need to. All right, we have house. This may involve a home. And there might be deceitful energy about a home or a rental or whatever. I own my home, but there's a lot of people that have to rent. And this really rings true, at least in my area right now, that there's a housing shortage. So homes and rents are going for astronomical prices right now. And they have come down a little bit, but I am so glad I bought my home because I bought it when I did, and I sold my other home. Yes, my other home would have probably been worth double this now. Double what I'm getting here. But it's just it's crazy rat race with this right now. And I feel bad for a lot of people that, are going out to buy houses and stuff, because when this crashes, I don't think the prices are going to be back to where they were. They're still going to be a little bit higher, but people are going to lose a lot of value in things. So there might be some deceitful energy about that. Maybe you're looking for a home, or this could involve your home somehow. Maybe your job isn't allowing you to afford what you need for housing, which is a serious problem. And I think a lot of people are running into that too. And there's been some grief or adversity, and I feel like it has to do with this Emperor in reverse, being deceitful somehow, whether it's a boss energy or deceitful with finances to this Queen of Cups. And gloomy thoughts, so, watch your thinking. I know Mercury retrograde is not fun. It's not as horrible as what people make it out to be. But it can cause some little minor issues that seem bigger when they're happening. But then we have a good lady here. So I feel like you're going to get help after maybe whatever this painful thing is. So, this could be maybe a new career, new opportunity, maybe a roommate, or maybe a family member that's going to help you out financially. Somebody is going to help you in some way with this financial situation. And there's justice, and then the prison card comes over it. So if anything illegal has been done, or there's been a problem with work, or somebody may even, I think that's extreme to say prison, someone may face prison time. But it also may be that they're fined or something, or, somebody gets in some kind of trouble for whatever they've maybe put you through. Or, justice is going to be served in the situation, basically. And then we have pleasant letter. So see, and it's right over this Four of Wands. But what's funny is we have the Eight of Wands for the first card that came out in the Wheel of the Year. So it seems like there might have been some communication issues regarding this good news, or maybe there will be in Mercury retrograde, but you will receive a happy, pleasant letter or pleasant communications, because not everybody writes letters now. So I do feel like even if you go through a little bit of turmoil with the situation, you are going to receive news of help and happiness. So there is a pleasant ending to this. And yeah, I'm not sure who this Emperor is in reverse, but I feel like they may be causing you problems, or there's a couple of people involved, or it's about somebody that you know, if it's not you. This could be a mom that somebody's trying to screw over or something like that. It could be anything. Because there's so many different scenarios, but take this how it resonates. And what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to health. Okay, now we're going to ask the angels and spirit guides again. What can you tell me for my beautiful collective about their health during Mercury retrograde? Tell me about their health, angels, spirit guides. This is all flying all over the place here. This almost went flying on me. Let's see. I'll do one more shuffle because I want to. I really just want a decent shuffle. Maybe I'm sitting the wrong way here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Health. We have the Knight of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Emperor again, but upright, the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel in reverse here. The World. And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So, let's get my pen here. With the Knight of Wands, and I feel like this is past energy or what you're in right now. There may have been an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that came into your life. And I kind of get like this is mental health almost, in a way. I could be wrong. But whoever this person is, they came rushing in, and they probably, either you had to leave them or they had to leave you. But it might have caused you a lot of grief that you feel like is like a bottomless pit that you can't get out of. You may be feeling this way. This may have already happened. Where we're going into Mercury retrograde, you may feel like this is just never ending, and now Mercury retrograde's coming and it's just going to be worse. First of all, don't think negative thoughts like that. Think positive thoughts. And no other person in this world, even when they treat you really shitty or lousy, should ever make you feel like your future is going to be in a detrimental situation, I guess, because of whatever they did. Do not give anybody that kind of power in your life. Okay? That's number one. And if people did this more often, I would probably be out of business because I wouldn't have any calls. But know that you have everything in you. Okay, like this emperor that's coming in. Now, I feel like this person, and if it's physical, where it's a physical problem that you may be having, whether it was caused by this person, it's not mental, maybe it's physical, and maybe people have abandoned you because you haven't been feeling well, and it's just like an endless cycle of grief. Know that this is going to change with this emperor energy. This could even be a doctor. But somebody's going to come in and man up, or a woman up, whatever, depending on what you identify with, okay? They're going to man up. They are the King of Kings. They came out in reverse in our money one, but they're coming in to show you some kind of support. And yeah, there might still be some bad luck with it, but with the World card, this is a completion of a cycle in a positive way. And somebody there to help you financially, maybe physically too, monetary stuff, monetary gains. This could be a partner that's coming in that's going to show you support. And if we teeter back to the mental health part of it, kind of what I get is this might have been somebody that came in that you were serious about as far as love or something, that totally just effed you over in some way or didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated, and either you walked away or they walked away because they weren't getting what they wanted out of this relationship, or there were other options, whatever. It doesn't matter how. This could have affected your mental health in some way. Never let anybody do that to you. Never. Or it could have affected theirs. But this Emperor energy is coming in, which is the King of Kings. The positive attributes of all four kings in the deck. And this is strong. And yes, you might have a little bit more ups and downs during Mercury retrograde, but I feel like you're completing this cycle from the past with this pain and this walking away. And this Knight of Wands was upright. So they may have been horrible, but maybe because they're upright, they might have had some positive attributes to them, but obviously there was some kind of pain here. And I feel like maybe you just had to walk away from them. Maybe you had to do it for your own health or your own mental health. But whatever it is, when this Emperor comes in, you are going to receive the support that you want with the World card. It's going to complete this cycle beautifully, and everything that you want will happen as far as your health and well-being. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. So physical, emotional, and mental support is what I get from this. So let's clarify this with the Light Seer. The Light Seer Tarot. I'm losing it. Mercury's already retrograde, and I keep doing stuff like this. It's like my mind thinks, and if you know me as a person, the way I receive channel messages and the way I think, my mind flies. It's like I can't even keep up with myself sometimes. That's just how I am. That's why I meditate regularly in the morning and at night, to kind of ground myself and get myself back, because I could have 6 million ideas within the first hour of me waking up. My mind is like quick fire. So let's clarify. Enough about me. But I do stumble sometimes that way. And it's because the next thing in my head is trying to come out. And with Mercury going retrograde, that happens quite often. So let's see, about my beautiful collective's health. How can we clarify these cards? Angel spirit guides. And like I said before, take what resonates, leave out the rest, fit it into your situation. Think about it. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords. So yes, that's a thief energy. Somebody was trying to make away with something that wasn't theirs. And it had to do with this Knight of Wands. And maybe that's why you left them or they left you. Somebody was trying to get away with some kind of deceit. But then you have this Ace of Pentacles, which is a monetary offer of money some way. Maybe you left the situation to go after this money. And there was definitely some, and I do kind of bounce back to mental health here. There was definitely some kind of a third-party situation here. And it can be with money, too. So maybe somebody was taking money from you or using money. Actually, we're not talking about money, we're talking about health. But I feel like it had to do with money, too. And where we had the money thing, that somebody was kind of deceiving you with money in the money pile, I kind of feel like this may tie in. So what I'm getting here is somebody might have been in a third-party situation and not giving to you, either emotionally or financially. Whatever it was that you went through was very painful. A lot of deceit and lies and thievery. And this could have had a very detrimental effect on your health, whether it be physical, mental, emotional. And then we have the Tower over this Emperor. So I feel like you either have an epiphany moment, because I get it more of an epiphany, and past crumbling here. So this beautiful Emperor can come in to help you. So maybe you have to let something go when Mercury's going retrograde. And you have this epiphany. Maybe, say you're looking for a new doctor, or you have something physical going on with you that nobody can diagnose. This is just an example. You may have this epiphany to try this doctor, right? If it's a doctor. Or this person that may have been your friend for years and years, maybe they have some excellent advice, or they will support you somehow, or a family member. A lot of times the Emperor is a dad. And then we have Temperance, the Temperance card. So yeah, you might have your ups and downs, but you're going to be able to balance them out with Temperance and be gentle, either more gentle on yourself, which you should always be gentle on yourself, or more gentle with the situation and not take things maybe as hard as you did in the past. So I feel like with your health, maybe Mercury retrograde, it might kind of bring everything that was a problem to a standstill to clear out that energy. We have the Knight of Swords rushing into something, hurrying. This could be quick communication, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. That's going to complete this beautiful cycle. And then we have the Ten of Wands over the Ten of Pentacles, which is a completion in both ways. So when you get through this Mercury in retrograde, this has been a heavy load for you. Either physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, but you made it, and you are going to reap rewards physically or monetary, which is going to put you in a greater, happier mental state. Okay, so let's do the mystical Kipper, finally, on the health section. And you know, if we allow people to put us in those situations, that can happen. You know, people can be cruel. They can be very cruel. They don't think of other people sometimes. And sometimes they're not doing it on purpose. They're just not a good person. Or you kind of, I almost get, and it just coming to me right now, you found somebody's true colors out, and this was very painful for you. There was some kind of deceit. And you found it out somehow, or maybe you haven't found it out yet. Maybe you will during Mercury retrograde. And it's going to cause an epiphany. But according to the cards, you're going to make it through, whatever it is. So, you know, if it's a medical situation where you've had to go to the doctors and say nobody can figure out what's going on with you, you're going to make it through and you're going to find out. There might be a lot of tests or something like that. Or if it's just your physical health or emotional health, maybe you've gone through this deceit and it's been bared a very heavy burden on your heart. But there's beautiful support here for somebody, from somebody. For somebody, from another person, I should say. So let's do the mystical Kipper, and then we'll move on to family and social life. Okay, covering the Nine of Swords, we have expectation. And then we have pleasant letter over the walking away and the Ace of Pentacles. We have a little child. We have court. We have a good lady. We have living room. And high honors. So what I get from this is maybe you had some expectations with a certain person in the past and they stole from you, or they were deceitful in some way. Or you just, you had expectations to find out, say if it was, again, medical, that you had expectations to find out what was going on with you. And you will receive a good letter offer, maybe with a monetary offer. This could be about fitness too, so maybe, you were dieting or doing a certain exercise routine that wasn't working out. Maybe somebody will help you with this, either this person. But there was some pain here. Maybe you had some pain. A little child is involved. And maybe a little child was sick and you've been going through all this turmoil because of it. Or somebody has a little child that's involved in this somehow, one way or the other. Which I hope the little child is healthy. And I'm sending good energy. But this might have to do with court. This might have to do with a court proceeding. Possibly regarding this little child. And this emperor also could be a judge. But whatever this is, this took a toll on you. This also could be, say, like a paternity suit or something like that. Very well could be. And there's a good lady also that's going to support you in this, that's going to provide you some temperance. They might come in with really gentle, loving energy to help guide you or support you somehow. And in the living room, I kind of feel like there's discussions that are going to happen because of this. And because you've been so patient, spiritually, you'll receive high honors. So you'll receive these completions. Once Mercury goes through this and goes direct again, the light is going to be shined on you. So again, positive energy, regardless of what's going on. Do you see what I'm saying here? Because you know what? After all this stuff, and it makes me happy to see it. After all the stuff we've been through with the viruses and everything else going on in the world that scares us, that terrifies us, that puts us through all this grief, it's about time. It's about time that good things start beginning to happen. So I'm going to pause this for a second so I can move the cards back, and then we're going to do family and social life. Okay, we're going to do family and social life now. What does my beautiful collective need to know about their family and social life? And take what resonates, take what fits, please. Leave everything else out. Angel spirit guides. first card we have is the Five of Swords. So there might have been some arguments, some fighting amongst your friends or your family, or a disagreement in some way that you've walked away from, or you will be walking away from. And there's some kind of transformation because of this. The Death card. Another major arcana, we have Justice. So justice will be served in this situation somehow. We have the Seven, is it the Wands? Seven of Wands. It's kind of being prepared for whatever's coming towards you. There's kind of some crazy cards here. Not knowing how to move in a situation with the Eight of Swords. And then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant indicates usually marriage or institutions in some way. Or like, the patriarch or matriarch of the family. And we have this Queen of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's clarify these. Queen of Swords in reverse is a really nasty character. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And they're the type of person, if they're not happy, and they usually aren't, they like to make everybody else's life miserable in some way. This could be in love. This could be a nasty ex-wife. This could be a nasty friend that's jealous. Stuff like that. But where we have the Hierophant here, the Justice card, whatever this is, even if you don't know how to move in a situation, you'll figure it out. But I do feel like there's some very jealous person that might try to deceive you in some way. And you've walked away from the situation. You're prepared. You might not know how to move, but internally you're prepared for this battle or whatever it is. I'm not going to say battle, but maybe a disagreement of some kind. Maybe you've had some disagreements in the past. And this person could stalk. They could make up fake accounts. I've recently, and this has been going on for a while now. Ever since I had my YouTube and my TikTok, these scammers come in all the time. They either try to jump on your site and act like they're part of it. And they're usually these spellcasters or these crazy people getting on. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call it what it is. Okay? I don't care. I'm spiritually protected. You can fucking try anything on me, excuse my language. Because I've kind of had it with these people. And they try to, what I call it is like they hop on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Or they try to come in and act like they're a doctor or a military person in some way. And these are scammers that are trying to romance you or whatever. They're scammers. And even if these people are legit, they're scammers. Even these cults and stuff, these cult people with, oh, I'm going to have this workshop on manifesting, or, I'm sorry, yes, you can have a manifesting workshop or whatever. You can do whatever you want. And age doesn't matter. I do see a lot of young people doing stuff like that, and I kind of giggle, because you really do have to have a lot of experience. Even if you're super gifted, you have to have a lot of experience. And, they are on the right path for themselves. But there's going to be trials and tribulations. But there's this evil person. It doesn't have to be a woman, but it's showing as a woman that, they could try to act like they're, how do I get it from this card? Like they're a woman of God, or they're very religious, or they're very innocent, and they don't do anything to hurt anybody. This could be a family member too that you're dealing with. And they'll do things like give you gifts. I've had this scenario with a friend of mine too, an ex-best friend. They'll give you little gifts and tell you how beautiful you look all the time. Um, but stuff comes out. Stuff comes out. And I almost feel like, yeah, if you're watching, too bad, honey. Because I know. You know, it's just the evilness that goes on behind the scenes. You know, and they try to come up, they also, a person like this, what I've noticed is they try to ruin you in any way. So they will make up lies and go to other people. I've had this with a couple of my clients where people are just making up lies and, you know, going to other people with them. And they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, this person isn't going to think the same of me because this evil person is telling lies about me. Let's just use it as an example like that. There's nothing you can do. They're going to get their karma. They're going to, whatever comes around goes around. Don't worry about that. But know that whoever is believing this evil person, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it takes a while to find out the truth. Whoever's believing this evil person that's trying to act really innocent or sweet or, you know, like they're the God's gift to the world. But that happens a lot. More times than I can count, and I feel so bad for these people that get involved in these drama. I stay the hell out of it. But even with these scammers, I don't even engage with them because even to just tell them to screw or F off, it doesn't do any good. So you just delete, report them. You know, if you've gotten deep with these people, report them. This could be a friend or a family member acting like this towards you, or involved in this situation somehow that you've been dealing with off and on for a long time, I feel. And justice is going to be served. Whoever this patriarch or matriarch is in the family. And do you see in this deck, this, I'm going to pull it up here before I clarify. It's almost like this man is asking for forgiveness in this deck. Doesn't have to be a man, because I get this Queen of Swords energy. So let's clarify, because I feel like it's said enough. And this could be anybody. This could be like your best friend, your sister, your brother, your parent. You know, unfortunately, and it's really a difficult thing when you have a family member that likes to do you dirty. Like, it's sad. You know, when I look back at my life and how many times I've had to go through this stuff, not too often, but a couple, with family members and friends, but I don't need anybody else in my life. It's that I want them. And it took me years and years to figure this out. I always felt like, oh, this is an obligation or whatever. It's not an obligation. It doesn't mean that you have to be nasty back to this person, but you can remove yourself from their energy as much as possible. You can remove yourself from their advice and their toxic ways as much as possible. If you have to cut them off, then you do. Let's clarify. I get to, that could be a toxic ex. Yeah, somebody doesn't know how to move in a situation that they walked away from. We got 8 of Swords twice. And the 4 of Swords on the Death card. And this card to me, as I read it, is somebody just had to get out of their heart. They separated themselves from their emotions and took a rest in the situation. And by doing that, or by doing that in the future, you're going to be able to have this rebirth in your life. This could be a spousal situation where you got divorced and you put your heart aside, you put your emotions aside. And maybe you've been living in this energy for a long time. But at some point in your life, if you want to have that love again or that romance, or you want to have that beautiful happiness that you desire, you have to change yourself. Because if you close your heart off, or you separate your heart, separate your emotions for your whole life, what do you do at the end? We, as humans, are emotional creatures. Yes, we do have to control our emotions. Because there are people that are over-emotional, and there are people that are under-emotional. And having your emotions in balance is not an easy thing sometimes. But in order to love, you have to have emotion. They two go together. And I don't know who this is for, but it's true. You can't have love without emotion. That's fake. Do you control your emotions? Absolutely. So yeah, with instead of just allowing somebody to break your heart, or you've been broken before, your heart is fully intact here, but you put it to the side and you're just resting. And then we have the High Priestess over the Justice card. So this could be you or somebody else that's super intuitive. In the regular tarot deck, the Smith Waite or the Rider Tarot, she usually is sitting on a throne, almost like the Hierophant, and she has the white and the black candle, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang. She has the book of knowledge on her lap. So this person, whoever it may be, and this could be you, just super intuitive, super psychic, knows things before they happen. And that's not an easy energy to be in. And if this is you, I can tell you, because that's how I am. A lot of times you do have to put your heart aside, because things can get too painful. And a lot of times you see things that other people don't see. So a lot of times you'll see, and this could be another family member, this is a good example. And me being a mom and other kids, because my kids had all their friends. My house was the house that all the kids came to hang out. Always. My camp, my homes, vacations. They always had friends with them. Their friends would always hang out at my house. They'd eat at my house. They'd stay over on vacations with me and my family. Sometimes you see things that aren't really so great, that are in the future for these people, just the way they go, the road that they're going down. And you have to put your emotions aside, because then you sometimes get too involved in these situations. Or you do with your children, and unfortunately they have to learn lessons. It could be something like that. And it's hard to see. Sometimes, you see that coming like a freight train type thing. And that's how I am all the time. And if you're intuitive like that, and you see things like that, and you read people like that, it can be difficult if you don't ground and meditate and protect yourself. But this person may also have a lot of wisdom for you. So you might need a private reading or personal reading. If there's a ton of people out there, but if you need one from me, the link to my website where you book readings is in my description box. I was going to say bio. Thought I was on TikTok for a minute. And yeah, I do personal. This is a collective general reading, so this is the energy that's coming out in the cards, but it could be different for you. And we can focus on what you want to focus on. And then we get this beautiful Chariot card, which also is the yin and the yang with the dark and the light horse. This is a road opener. This is traveling. Maybe you'll be traveling. Maybe somebody's holding you back from traveling or living your dreams. This is kind of seeing the light, but in a different way than maybe the Hermit or the Hanged Man. This is movement. Movement forward. So even with Mercury retrograde that holds everything back, something is going to be moving forward in a positive way for you. And there is competition, or there has been competition. I wouldn't worry about it. If you have to compete with somebody, just make it yourself. You know what I mean? Competition is good in sports. Competition can be healthy in the workplace to a point. But unhealthy competition, say in romance, or, let's say sibling rivalry, or in romance, or in marriage, is not healthy. It never ends up being healthy unless you're playing a board game. That's the only time it's healthy. And some people live for this. They like to have competition or options. And you see all these people are trying to get up to this light up top, and they're stepping on each other, kicking each other down. That's not a healthy energy. It's not, I guess it might be impressive for some people, but it's not impressive for the people that can see. Is that the best way to put it? So let's say that you're, I don't want to get into romance, but all right, let's say that your brother is a lawyer and your sister is a doctor and you're going to school to be a nurse, but you want to go be a doctor later on. And they just have achievement after achievement, leaving you feeling like the low man on the totem pole. Don't ever feel like that about yourself, ever. Okay? That's one example. Because the wheel turns. Things change. It's like this girl I went to high school with that was very plain in school, and people made fun of her a little bit, and we all got picked on in school at some point in our lives. And she was, when I first started going to school with her, she was a heavy-set little girl. She was cute, but people, you always had these obnoxious people that would say something nasty. They'd call her fat, or they'd make fun of her in some way. And I ended up leaving public school and going to parochial school for about 8 years. And so I think it was the 9th grade, I go to the girls' room during my in-between classes, and I walk in and this girl starts talking to me, and she's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And her name was Michelle, and she was this beautiful Italian girl, and she was drop dead gorgeous. I mean, drop dead gorgeous. And I never really picked on her. I think, I might have jumped on the bandwagon once, and I felt guilty about it even at that moment, 10 years later. And I was like so happy for her. I really was so happy at how beautiful physically she looked, because that really had a lot to do with her self-esteem. And she remained gorgeous. Always. Like, I'm sure if I bumped into her now, decades later, and I saw her, say I went back to my hometown, she would still be gorgeous. But you know what else about her? She was a really nice person when you got to know her. And we ended up being friends, not like super close, but we ended up being friends and getting along. So people change, things change. Always. And it depends on the work that you do on yourself. But don't feel devalued. Don't let anybody devalue you. Because it's not right. And say you're in a dating situation, and you just start dating, but the person you're dating, and I've been through this, like after my divorce, with the first person I dated, and it was for about 2-3 months. I had had enough by then. So say you're dating somebody and they're like, they're wanting to see you take up all of your time and they want to communicate with you constantly, like you don't get a break from it. And you're like, wow, this is really going somewhere. And they tell you how much they feel for you and all this stuff. And then you realize they're telling 5 other people that. And this man is like in their late 50s, early 60s. And you're like, seriously? Honest to God, you gotta cut him off. Is it worth it? Cut them out. If they want something with you, they gotta come in correct. There's no way I'm gonna invest my time into somebody that doesn't know what they want, that's a grown man. And I know a lot of people fall for that trap. Oh, I gotta look better. And that's what, and it doesn't matter male or female, that's what gives people issues, trust issues. That's what gives people issues about what they look like. It's not, and just remember this always, it's not whether the other person's better looking or not. They could be the best looking person in the world, and trust me, I've met a few, and they can be a complete asshole. So let them choose what they want. They weren't right for you. They were being deceitful with you anyway. Let them go for it. Let them have a happy life. Or what they think is a happy life. Because most people like that, you know what, I look at it this way. You have to take Viagra if you want to do anything. How much Viagra are you going to go through in a month for that? It's not worth it. Why would I want to be with somebody like that? I have everything I want in life. And I'm going to lower myself to be with a man that can't figure out what the hell they want when they're that age? I don't think so. And I feel like it doesn't matter what age, but when you get to be in my age group, it's pathetic. And that's what's out there right now for dating. Unfortunately, this is what we get. And I have a lot of clients that are older women that a lot of these guys, they'll date, they'll even be a few years older than them. Like, I'm saying like late 30s into 40s, 50s, even 60s. And they're dating, these women are dating these guys, and these guys are always bouncing around from one woman to another, and they're like, oh, how do they feel about me? And obviously they don't. Obviously they don't. That's clear. Because if they felt anything, they wouldn't do that in the first place. One mistake is one thing. Not knowing what you want is one thing. Cut your losses and get the hell away from them as far as you can. Because these are the people, they're narcissists, or they have those toxic traits, those dark triad traits. They're just very toxic individuals. And they might change for one woman, but how can that woman trust them? That poor woman that they get stuck with. Would you want to be that woman that's unable to trust that relationship? Would you want to be them? So if this has to do, even though we're not in the romance part yet, I'm just saying. And this happens with men too, with these women. They treat them like garbage. And they go from guy to guy to guy. So it's, it doesn't, it's all people. But if somebody at that age is that pathetic, and you put in all this time and effort with them, and they just treat you like you're non-existent, good riddance, bad rubbish. That's kind of how I feel. If you didn't do anything wrong, and you're just trying to be a good person to them, and be open to them, because maybe it's not that serious, move the hell on. Because there is somebody out there, with all the billions of people on the planet, there is somebody out there that's going to be for you. And if you feel less than because somebody did that to you, look at it from a different perspective. Because if somebody did that to you intentionally, knowing that they could hurt you like that, and a lot of people just don't care. They do not care. Let them go. They're trash. Somebody that doesn't care about you as a human being and just leaves you like that, you know, or you go out on a couple of dates with them and they ghost you, let them go. They're trash. They are trash. And know that they're gonna receive their karma. And it's after that you let it go, because it's not worth worrying about. Who cares? Don't thrive on it, because that blocks your blessings from some beautiful relationship or dating situation or friendship from coming in. Cut ties and move on. And I say that with as much love as I have in my heart and experience. And you have to treat yourself that way. Because if you do not treat yourself that way, nobody else will. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, so good things changing for the better. And we have the Five of Cups at the end here. So maybe this witch here, or whoever this woman is, I hate to talk like that about people, but has some regrets about what they did. Or maybe if this is romance, where it could pop in, or a family member, somebody's regretting something here about the situation. But know that this beautiful stuff is coming into you. There could be travel. Don't worry about competition. The wheel is turning in your favor. Let's do some, I know I went off on a tangent there, so I'm a little lost. Let's do some mystical Kipper for the end here. I feel like whatever it is, it's going to resolve itself. This person is going to look like an asshole, excuse my language. We're just going to be open and honest about this one here. They're going to look like a fool. You know what the real deal is here. You're not worried about it. And if you are, you know, you're going to just kind of take a break from your emotions. If this is a family situation, whoever this person is going to have a lot of regret for what they've done. And if it's not now, it's going to be either through Mercury retrograde or after. And the holidays are coming. So, mystical Kipper, what can you tell me? And then we'll move on to love life. So we have court. We have court again. We had that in the last pile. So somebody might have some kind of court proceeding where they've walked away from something, but they're not knowing how to move in a situation. Again, we have pleasant letter. These cards just keep coming out and I'm shuffling here. Great happiness. So I feel like justice will be served if there is a court situation for you. And if it's a family matter, it could be that too. Or a family or a friend that you shouldn't have gotten entangled with. Great happiness is coming because of this. We have the marriage card. So this could involve a marriage or a wedding. Or a divorce. There is hope. Big water. Good gentleman. So there is a good gentleman in this situation. And some kind of success in love. So yes, good things are coming in. All these cards are pretty positive, except for the court card, which we don't know. But it looks like there's great happiness after this regret. So I feel like somebody might have really put you through it in the past, or they might try to do that. Don't worry about it. And the less you react, and the less that you're reactive in the situation, I feel like the better this is going to turn out for you. So we're going to do a quick pause, and we're going to do, last but not least, the love. What's going to happen in your love life during Mercury retrograde. So I will be right back with that. Okay, we finally got to the love portion of this Mercury Retrograde reading. So, angel spirit guides, what can you tell me about my beautiful collective's love life? Everything's sliding around here. For Mercury Retrograde on September 9th, what's going to happen in their love life? What will happen during Mercury Retrograde? Take what resonates and what fits for you and leave the rest behind. And take what you want from this reading, from the different sections. You don't have to watch the whole thing. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link is in my description box, as well as my other social media platforms. All right, let's see what we get here. Do one more shuffle. This is the Wheel of the Year deck. I'm going to pull 7 cards. We have the 5 of Wands. The Knight of Wands, a lot of fire. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse. The 8 of Wands. The 3 of Swords. The Strength card. And the King of Chalices or the King of Cups. Okay. You may be a female or male. Take what resonates. There are a lot of males in this reading so far. So there's been competition, some kind of competition in the past, possibly with this Knight of Wands, which is usually that player energy, that immature energy. You know, maybe they're just a big flirt or they're a gigolo type energy. I don't know how to explain it. They just come in on their horse really fast. They might be in and out. But you or somebody else is clinging on for some reason. It could be a financial situation, but I feel like you're releasing this in Mercury Retrograde. So this could be somebody from your past, maybe an ex. Maybe they're holding on to you for finances, or they were, but they're letting go. And then these quick messages are coming in. And it could be quick romantic messages. It could be about a third-party situation. I'm not going to lie here. Third party doesn't have to be another person. They usually are, especially with this. But third party can be a family member, a friend, a child, a parent, work, social things, creative things. It could be anything. But you're going to receive a quick message somehow from somebody that wants to hold on, that has the strength. And you're trying to be strong in this situation. And then we have this King of Cups that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy usually doesn't have to be. Very loving energy, but they might not know how to show their emotions correctly. This could be somebody from the past, or this could be somebody new that comes in. But be very careful under Mercury Retrograde. But where he's upright, I feel like this is a positive interaction. And even with the Knight of Wands here, you might have known this. Maybe you find out. Maybe you had suspicions. But whatever it is, you have this beautiful King of Cups coming in at the end. So let's see why and what this is about. So we're going to use the Light Seers deck, Light Seers Tarot, to clarify. But somebody was holding on to somebody for finances. This could be an ex holding on to this Knight of Wands. This could be an ex holding on to this King of Cups, not Knight. See what I mean about Mercury Retrograde? I trip over my words. Do one more shuffle. So we have the Knight of Cups. So there could be possibly 3 people, or this love is coming in, or somebody's trying to show you love, but they might be just like a lover boy energy. You know, they seek to get attention from other people. Or maybe there's competition for you with these 2 energies. That somebody wants to take a leap of faith here, or you do. And I get somebody in these 3 male energies is going to take a leap of faith. She's holding an amethyst. She's over the water. So this is a very emotional leap I get. And somebody might have had a lot of options in the past with the 7 of Cups, but it's in reverse. So if you look at this, okay, I want to show you something right now that I just noticed. So you see the 7 of Cups here, and you see there's a snake coming out of the sand. Kind of a bat wing. And this gentleman's here trying to pick. Kind of interesting. So that's in reverse. So I feel like whatever options they may have had may have turned out bad, poorly. There was a snake in the mix here somewhere, somebody trying to be sneaky. And it might be painful, or it may have been painful. I don't get this as future energy. I feel like you've already been going through this. Somebody being deceitful, trying to get away with shit that they're not supposed to be getting away with. I don't know. I just dropped a card. I'm just trying to pick it up. Then we have the Empress here. I feel like this could be you. This Empress energy is she's the Queen of Queens. She's beautiful, she's nurturing, she's loving. She may be a mom or expecting. You can take it how it resonates. She's really done the work on herself. She's very, very strong. So, you know, you're coming out, I think it's you in this Empress energy. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of like an offer coming in, very slow moving, because he's walking. He's not even on his horse. He's walking in. So very slow moving energy. And that could have to do with Mercury Retrograde too, to come in to make you this offer. So let's do the mystical Kipper. And you are the Empress, whoever I'm talking to here. Angel, spirit guides, can you tell me what is going on with this love life? Many options, third parties, somebody holding on for money. This King of Cups trying to come in with this loving cup to this beautiful Empress. However the situation is, this Knight of Pentacles wanting to come in and make an offer, but they're very slow. They're walking. So, wow, a lot of people involved here. And then we have expectation, which I think this card came up before too. So maybe you had expectations. You didn't expect this competition. Then we have, again, hope, big water. So there is hope in this situation. With a good gentleman, it might be somebody you know from work or your occupation somehow. This is going to be a main person, or this Empress is going to be a main person in your life. And you've come a long way, but you've grown into this beautiful Empress energy. And the success in love, which is the last card. No shit. That's beautiful. So you're going to have this beautiful success in love once you get through Mercury Retrograde and all this baloney. Sorry, just being real here. And know that You know, whatever you go through here, whatever people try to take from you, and even if somebody has taken something from you, even like in a third party, say another person, another man or another woman or whatever, know that if you are the innocent one in the situation, in other words, if you've done nothing to hurt anybody else and you haven't put anybody in this third party energy and you've been communicating and you've been loving to them, know that the universe will always work things out in your favor. Always. And that's one of the biggest messages I want to say. We get hit in every certain, every different way. I can't talk again. We get hit from every direction you could possibly get hit by. We get hit by other people, their motives and their issues and how they're going to treat us. We get hit by just how the world is in general right now. We get hit by people that we love that we may care for or take care of in some way. We get hit by social media. We get hit by what we feel are our own limitations sometimes. Whether that be our financial situation or our career or where we live, maybe a physical ailment or whatever. You have to lift yourself up and know that if you are being a decent person and you are doing the right thing in life, good things are going to come to you. And you have to catch yourself sometimes when you get angry or mad or whatever. And just say, you know what? Let that person deal with what they got to deal with. I am going to keep my life calm and happy. And the biggest thing, because, Mercury retrograde 30 years ago and Mercury retrograde now are two different things. Nobody knew what the hell Mercury retrograde was 30, 40 years ago. But now everybody's trying to find out what it's about. Because spiritually, we are changing. We are evolving as a planet. And it's a cycle that happens 3 times a year. Just be mindful about what's going on. You're having trouble with your car? Make sure that you get it checked. You're having trouble with your physical body? Get it checked out. Or change your routine to make your life healthier. You're having trouble with people, family members, or a love, change that. Either deal with the problem or cut them out of your life. Those are the changes you can make to make your life better, or just, move on. And it's hard to move on sometimes. I understand that. Gain the strength and the clarity in yourself to do so. And when you do this, even when little problems come in, you have the strength, the knowledge, and the mental state and emotional state to make it through that. And that's so important. And let me tell you from experience, when you can get yourself into that energy, life becomes so much simpler. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to schedule or book a reading or a Reiki attunement with me or a coaching session, the link to my website is in the description box. I also do mini readings several times a week on TikTok. Have a wonderful month of September. We're all going to make it through this Mercury retrograde unscathed. Sending love and blessings to you all. Namaste.